Hold your nose and try to hum. Do it now. Seriously, are you doing it? Crazy, right? In this video, we'll explain why you can't do it and we'll show you 15 more crazy things you can't do. Welcome to the Why Factory, where we try to answer life's biggest questions. Don't lie, none of us can hum while holding our noses closed. Well, if you can, record yourself and call the Guinness Book of World Records or Ripley's Believe It or Not, for you, my friend, are one of a kind in this whole world. Someone will pay you a lot of money if you can hum with your nose closed. You may have hummed because you were happy or because you were bored, or perhaps you didn't even realize that you were doing it. That's the beauty of things that come naturally to us. We hum without really thinking about it, how the sound is produced, if something could render you incapable of humming, and whatnot. But why? Why can't we hum with our noses closed even after so many years of evolution? We'll answer that in a while. But first, let's delve deeper into some other things you might not have noticed. In the humdrum of life, we often forget to really pay attention to the tiniest of details, don't we? We are so busy going with the flow that there are some incredible, mind-blowing things about ourselves and about life in general that completely escape us. What are these mind-blowing things? Let's begin with a fact about the nose itself. Do you know that you can actually see your own nose at all times? The only reason you don't realize it is because your brain ignores it. Your nose is always in your field of vision, but the brain filters it out. Why? Because it isn't information that you would need to function on a day-to-day basis. It filters it out by blocking a part of the visual field of both your eyes, and two, your nose is in your peripheral vision. Finally, it is out of focus since it is so close to your eyes and we focus on things that are farther away. And it isn't only your nose that is being filtered out. Your brain also filters out a ton of visual information. If it didn't do so, you would be so overwhelmed with sensory information that you wouldn't be capable of functioning. This is why those who wear glasses don't really notice them. Okay, so do you know that even as you're hearing this, there is something touching you? If you knew that already, think about this. Though you own your name, you will perhaps be the person who uses it the least. Unless you keep repeating your name aloud now, which is definitely quite creepy. The list of bizarre things that you may completely miss out on is infinite. Curious? Well, here are a few more. Let's start with colors. Green, blue, yellow, red, pink, maroon. There are so many colors, right? Now try to imagine a completely new color, one that you haven't seen before. Can you do it? Of course not. Trying to imagine a new color, you might have felt a bit hungry and grabbed a quick snack to munch on. Talking about food, here's something you can observe while eating. You cannot eat. That is, to chew your food and swallow at the same time. As bizarre as it may seem that you don't know your own body as well as you thought you did, there is an obvious scientific explanation behind this fact. So when you eat, the epiglottis, which is a small movable lid just above the larynx, closes the windpipe. It closes to ensure that food and drink enter the food pipe from your mouth and don't go down the windpipe and into your lungs. Quite a life-saving mechanism if you ask us. Okay, next fact. What could it be? Are you thinking hard? Is your head reeling from all these revelations? Are you now thinking about your brain? If you are, maybe you could note that your brain is actually thinking about itself. In fact, the brain is the only organ in your body that named itself. Seems crazy, doesn't it? Well, if you said yes, change it to a no, for here are a few more things that are a tad bit more crazy. You can move your lower jaw, but not your upper jaw. So when you chew, all the work is done by your lower jaw, which smashes the food against the teeth of the upper jaw. Wow, seems pretty obvious now that you think about it, right? Out of all our organs, the ear is perhaps one of the most interesting ones. Our ears can hear sounds only in the range from 20 Hz to 20,000 Hz and nothing beyond that. Well, if you can, are you even human? Though we stop growing in height when we are teenagers, our ears never stop growing. Also, most of us try to clean the wax from our inner ears with earbuds, right? Well, you're not supposed to. Why? Well, our ears are actually self-cleaning, which means that there's no need for you to clean your ears. The earwax, which is actually a type of sweat, protects our sensitive ears from dust, dirt, and even tiny insects in some cases. Excess buildup of earwax should be removed only by a professional. These are not the only facts about ears. Ever wondered what the hardest bone in your body is? Well, it's the temporal bone that encloses your middle and inner ears. Now that you know all these crazy things about your ears, try to wiggle your ears. Can you do it? Your cat can do it, and so can Jeff Goldblum. So why can't you? Don't worry, only a very few people in the whole world can actually wiggle their ears. In 2006, scientists determined why exactly most humans couldn't wiggle their ears. So, unlike other facial muscles, the muscles of the ear have their own accessory nucleus, which is the control area for muscle function in your brainstem. Compared to animals like cats, bats, and hippos, the nucleus is pretty small in humans, which is why we cannot wiggle our ears. Mind-blowing! Here's another fun exercise. Say the word touch. Now think about how your lips moved while saying it. Your lips didn't actually touch while saying the word touch. Now say the word apart while observing how your lips move. Well, this time they touch. Mind-blowing, isn't it? Here's another interesting fact about your mouth. You never stop salivating and cannot force yourself to stop. While those who have got a wet willy in school may find this downright gross, saliva is absolutely crucial for oral hygiene and also aids in the digestion of food. It also makes your food taste better and prevents tooth decay and other mouth infections. So how much do you salivate if you never stop? Our salivary glands produce nearly 2 to 4 pints or 1 to 2 liters of saliva in a single day. Have you suddenly become aware of the saliva in your mouth? Don't worry, we haven't forgotten to answer the question of why you can't hum while keeping your nose closed. But before we get ahead with that, one last exercise. We promise. You can't touch your left elbow with your left hand, and similarly, you can't touch your right elbow with your right hand. Go ahead, try it, and if you're successful, you know whom to call. Now, on to the big question of the day. Why can't you keep your nose closed and also hum at the same time? Well, humming is possible only because your lips are closed. If your lips are closed, where do you think the sound comes from? It comes through your nose. So, if you pinch your nose closed while humming, it will soon end. The vocal cords vibrate when air passes across them, and then when the air comes out, a sound is heard. So, if you close your nose, the air has no means to escape, which means that it will fill the space in the throat. The air will then be inhaled back into your lungs, even before you can make your next hum, even if it's a short one. Even if you do manage to hum for a second or two, you will soon begin to gasp for air. This is also the reason why you can't talk while breathing in or inhaling. Don't believe us? Try it. Our cords can be thought of as a flute, which means to talk or to make any sound, you need air passing by them to make vibrations, which then turn into sounds. Yes, you can make sounds while inhaling, but it isn't talking. It just sounds weird. The human body is a true wonder, isn't it? So that's it for today. But what was that? Another fact? Okay, here goes. Try to rotate your arms or hands quickly at the same speed. Are you tracing the same size of the circle with both hands? No! We humans are not symmetrical beings, which also applies to our hands. One of our hands is stronger than the other, usually the dominant hand, which is why you'll have to move it faster or trace a bigger circle with it. Astonishing! So which of these cool tricks will you be trying out with your friends? Comment below. If you enjoyed today's video, do smash that thumbs up button to send a like our way. If you want to see more such content where we answer some mind-bending questions, hit that subscribe button and click the bell icon to never miss any post notifications from us. Goodbye! Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.